If I were to recommend one self-help improvement book to developers and just everyone in general, it's actually not a typical one. It's not like Deep Work or Atomic Habits, any of those mainstream ones. It's not even really considered a self-help book necessarily. It is Notes from the Underground by Dostoevsky, kind of an older novel, Russian novel. And it's basically about a guy who's a lower level official in the Russian government, right? And he just thinks a lot about everything. He's a very ponderous guy. And the novel is largely inside his head. It kind of like brings you to the conclusion that thinking too much will not get you where you want in life. But there's so much more to it than that. It does it in such a brilliant way that other self-help books can't really do. Because a lot of them, the problem is to fulfill, I don't know, page requirements or just make the book like padded out and to give context to everyone. They have a lot of examples that are relatable to the average person, and they just pack them all in there. The problem is that doesn't stick with you all that well compared to something like Notes from the Underground, which is just such a visceral experience when you read it and start to relate to it. You're like, oh no. It's just like a sinking in that this book gives to you. It's like so, because it's like a whole story, a whole stream of consciousness that you're following, you're like very much in it, in the story, rather than just like, here are 20 points I can improve about myself. You feel less like you're in a lecture and more like you're reading for enjoyment, but that's why it like blindsides you so much harder. And the book itself, it's like pretty short and it's not terribly difficult to read. The language is a little bit older, but it's not bad, and it's very entertaining too. Like right away, it's a little bit funny, sarcastic. It's just a great all-around book. I actually read it because of this Russian literature class. Hey, look at me defending the humanities again. But I read it again on my own, and then a third time because like I liked it so much. I found it so disturbingly relatable. I don't want to like spoil the whole main point of it because it's a book you should read and like come to the conclusion on your own. But it's really good for anyone who does a lot of like thinking and like meta thinking, you know what I mean? Not just like learning to program, learning like abstract concepts, but like worries about their efficiency and their learning process itself. It's for people who like just spend a lot of time thinking about the world like that and thinking about all the little pros and cons of every interaction and everything. It's like what actually happens to people who go down this path and why maybe you don't want to be someone like that. So yeah, a little bit of a weird one today, but I would go read that book. It's an excellent one.